Hey, it's Mariella. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to episode 2 of my Facebook ads journey. This is my Facebook ads journey where I am showing you absolutely everything that I am doing, running my Facebook ads on my own and scaling, optimizing them, and showing you results every week. Quick recap on episode 1. The last episode, you watched me set up my ads from scratch on a brand new ad account, brand new pixel, brand new everything. So now the ads have been running for 5 days, and today I'm going to show you the results. I know in the last video I said I was going to be showing the results every 7 days, that I was only going to be touching the ads once a week to give it time to actually optimize and learn. However, I'm going to be traveling in the next couple of days, so now is the time to do this. And I think 5 days is actually enough. I kind of looked at the results, and I think 5 days have been enough to show what's working and what's not. So yes, on this video, I'm going to be showing you the results, the analytics, then I'm going to show you what I think did really well, what did not very well, and the things that we're going to change, as well as I'm also going to be testing new creatives. If you haven't watched the last video, I absolutely recommend you go back and actually watch that before you watch this one, so you kind of understand how we got here in the first place. All right, let's jump into the ad account. Okay, so here we are on the ad account. If you remember, I ended up setting up 2 campaigns, one retargeting campaign and one conversion campaign, where I was testing 3 audiences and 3 different creatives. So let's see how the cold conversions campaign did. All right, so it's been running for 5 days. Today's the 30th. We started running these on the 25th. So far we have spent in total $334 on the cold conversion campaign, and each ad set has spent $111. Now let's see how this performed. Okay, so first things first, purchases. I am actually really happy I got some purchases, because to be quite honest, guys, like if you are going in with a brand new ad account, a brand new pixel, a brand new everything, the first few days is mainly just gonna be warming up the ad account, and the ad account just really learning like what is your target audience, you know? All right, so let's dig deeper into these results. As per Facebook tracking, there were no sales on the interest stack ad set, there were no sales on the lookalike ad set, and there were 4 purchases for sales on the broad targeting ad set. Honestly, the cost per click was a little expensive. The CTR, the click-through rate was pretty good. Link clicks was okay. The cost per link click was expensive, okay? And then we can go to the adds to cart, and this is one of the reasons why I wouldn't rely too much on the Facebook tracking, because all of these are add to carts are actually wrong. I'm going to show you guys the back-end analytics on my Shopify store so you actually see what I mean. But for some reason, all of the add to carts were, I don't know why they were being like duplicated. Like sometimes, you know, there would just be one add to cart on that particular day, and then, you know, it would say there were 2 add to carts or whatnot. So I don't know what's going on in the tracking on the tracking backend on my Shopify, but that for some reason it keeps misfiring add to carts. But for the most part, the purchases did get tracked for the most part. So let's actually go into my Shopify backend so we can really see the results. Okay, so I'm on my Shopify backend. I'm gonna go to reports, and I'm going to go to sessions by refer, and I'm gonna make sure I have it on the right dates, which is the 25th till today. Okay, I wanna look at visitors, I want to look at add to carts, sessions converted, and conversion rate. And if you guys remember, I added UTM parameters. So I'm going to take a look at UTM campaign name, campaign medium, and campaign content. Then I'm going to go ahead and filter this. The UTM campaign name were cold conversions and retargeting. Those are the campaigns that I was running on the ad account. And now we can really see what converted and what didn't. Okay, so these campaigns got in total 158 visitors to my site, 8 add to cart, 5 sessions converted. You see, because Facebook said it was only 4 sessions. So let's take a look at which ad sets actually converted, right? So the broad female ad sets. Got 2 sales. There's one over here, one over here. The lookalike ad set also got a sale. So that one actually got 1 sale. Okay, so now we're back on the ad account. So there were 5 sales in total, right? So if we're looking at 334 divided by 5, that's actually 66 per purchase, which is very expensive. It's not profitable at all. Okay, so we know that the broad female ad set is actually accurate. So let's take a look at the ROAS on this one. Okay, the ROAS on this one was 2.3. That's actually pretty good because my break-even ROAS is actually like 1.4. So this will be profitable. All right, now let's quickly take a look at the retargeting campaign. I'm actually surprised that the retargeting campaign did not get any purchases at all. Okay, it did get some add to carts, so that's good. It's showing, add to carts are a good sign because it shows that at least like there's something that's working, right? And if you have add to carts on an ad set, then that'll kind of balance you on like whether you should kill the ad set or not. Because if there's enough add to carts, maybe it's just you just gotta wait a little while for those add to carts to convert to purchases. Okay, so that was the results in analytics. Now let's see what went well and what went wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with the broad targeting ad set since that's the one that performed the best. So here's what went well at first. So this ad set actually got 2 purchases on the very first day. Okay, so that was on the 25th. It only tracked 1, but on the Shopify analytics, it actually says there's another, that 5th purchase came from that very first day. So the very first day, the founder video is the one that did the most. The founder video across all of the ad sets, all of the and all of the campaigns is the one that got all of the purchases and all of the add to carts. So I know that is my winning creative. So this founder video actually got rejected on the very first day. So now I'm surprised that it's back on the learning phase because it was rejected before. So on the very first day, the campaign was doing very well because they got 2 purchases thanks to the founder video, but then the founder video got rejected. And then the second day I was like, oh my goodness, like why are the results tanking? And I realized it's because that ad creative was no longer active. So I just came in and I actually appealed it, but I just tweaked something on the ad creative and I just re-added it as an ad, which is then what ultimately got all of the other purchases, right? So this one with the 3 purchases is the one that I added at first, and this one with the 1 purchase is the one that got rejected at first. So I appealed it. I actually didn't, and it's been on rejected for like the last 4 days. So I just realized today that it's now back to being active. I'm actually glad that decision got reversed because I was a little iffy. I was a little scared of re-adding the same creative, thinking like, oh my gosh, this is going against Facebook policy, because I told you guys before, this time around, I'm really trying to make sure I'm following Facebook policies to the T so I don't get banned like I did last year. Okay, so this creative was pretty much pulling all of the weight. I mean, it got me at $21 per purchase. That is really good. The cost per click was actually, just like $1. That's actually good as well. The click-through rate was 3%. That's amazing. The cost per click, the cost per link click, my rule is as long as it's under $2, I think is good. The cost per click means like if they click anywhere on your ad, like that should be close to $1, if not under $1. And then the cost per link click, I'm like, if it's under $2, I'm happy. And the link click-through rate is actually pretty good on this. It's 2%. I'm usually happy with like a 1.5. And this one's also the one that was getting all of the add to carts. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy because one, I found a winning ad set, which I see that broad is actually overperforming the other ones. I'm actually surprised that broad is the one that's doing the best, because considering that this is a brand new ad account and there's really no information on it whatsoever, like usually like I would recommend if you have a brand new ad account to start with like interest or maybe a lookalike to kind of like make Facebook understand what kind of people is it that you're looking for, and then you test broad. But I mean, this is doing well on broad off the gate. So yeah, definitely test broad as soon as you start, I guess. And it also depends on the creatives, right? Because right now, the number one thing on Facebook is not even about targeting, it's creatives. Like if your creative is good, it is going to perform. Okay, perfect. Now here are the changes that I'm gonna be making and the things I'm going to be optimizing and the things I'm going to be scaling. Okay, so things that I am doing right now. So one, I know that the founder video was a winning creative. When you find a winning creative, you just have to ride that wave. So what I did is actually, I just created a different variation of that. So it's the same thing, it's a founder video, it's me talking, but just hitting another pain point that my product can solve, or like telling my story a little differently. So I'm going to be adding another founder video as an add-on this. And I'm gonna be adding a second creative that is a creative that honestly, I saw one of my competitors running and is performing really, really well for them. So I'm just like, okay, let me take that idea. I kind of made my own creative, my own variation of it, and I'm gonna insert it here. I mean, if it's working for them, it should hopefully work for me. Okay, so let me go back into the broad ad set. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kill the creatives that didn't perform. So that was the carousel and the UGC video. Oh, and make sure you stick around till the end because I'm actually gonna show you what I do with creatives that don't perform. Like there's actually another, I actually give them another use, if you may. So I'm gonna show you that after I finish with this. All right, so I killed these two creatives. Now let me go ahead and add the new ones. Okay, so I just added the two new ad creatives. So I'm just gonna go ahead and publish them right away. Okay, they're processing. And again, hopefully none of them get rejected. Okay, I'm also gonna go ahead and add those same creatives into the retargeting campaign. Well, I'm actually realizing that on the retargeting campaign, the user generated video actually generated some adds to cart. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually leave that one on. Since it's for retargeting, I'm just going to turn off the one that didn't perform very well, which was the carousel. And yeah, let me go ahead and add those two new creatives on here. Okay, I added the creatives to the retargeting campaign as well. Now back to this tough decision. I don't know if I should kill the ad sets that didn't really perform or if I should still let them run for a couple of more days. The lookalike ad set did get one purchase, okay? And that was on the very first day before the good creative got rejected. And it did continue to get add to carts after we re-added the good creative. So I think what I'm going to do is on the lookalike ad set, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just going to kill the two creatives that did not perform at all. And I'm going to add the two new creatives, and then I'm going to let it run for another 3 days and see how that performs. For the lookalike stack ad set, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and kill that because it did not get any purchases at all. And if I look at my Shopify backend, I think it only actually got like one add to cart. So it's just not really working. Okay, the last thing I want to do on this campaign is I want to start scaling that budget for the broad ad set because I mean, it's working out very well. Like $28 per purchase, that's actually profitable for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and raise this. We don't wanna raise it like by too crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and raise it to $30, just $10. And if it keeps getting purchases within the next couple of days, then every other day, I'm gonna come back and keep raising the budget by $10 every other day. So yeah, so you'll know next week if I ended up increasing the budget. You'll know if the lookalike audience worked or not. Because if 3 days from now, if it still hasn't produced any purchases, it's getting killed. Okay. So be sure you are subscribing and be sure you are smashing the like button and be sure you are turning on those post notifications so you know when the next video drops next week so you can see the update on these ads. Okay, and last but not least, I told you I was going to show you what I do with creatives that don't perform. So I'm going to show you where creatives go to die. So I do try to reuse the creatives for something, because honestly, I am not paying anyone else to make these creatives for me. I am making them myself, and it takes me a dang long time to do so. So I want to make sure that these creatives get seen, okay? So what I do is, with creatives that don't perform, I actually just move them into a brand awareness campaign. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go and create awareness campaign, which is this one all the way at the bottom. And I'm going to call this brand awareness. And pretty much the whole point of this is that I am going to create a brand awareness campaign where I am specifically going to be retargeting everyone. I'm still a strong believer in old school marketing, and I'm still a strong believer that in order for people to make a buying decision, you have to put the product in front of them at least 7 times. That's really hard to do and really expensive to do with conversion campaigns. So I ultimately believe that if I run an awareness campaign where I am targeting individuals that have already interacted with my brand, and they just keep seeing the ads or the brand, you know, over and over and over again, eventually when that conversion ad gets in front of them with a winning creative, that'll push them at that point to convert. So just to make it clear, I do not run awareness campaign for conversions. I do not think the campaign itself is going to lead to conversions. I just want to get my brand in front of people that have already heard of my brand as much as possible. And again, I spend so much time making those creatives, somebody's got to see them. Okay, so I go ahead and go to the ad set level, and on this, just like the retargeting conversion campaign, I'm just going to retarget all under the same ad set. And what I'm specifically gonna go for is maximize reach of ads. So I specifically want these ads to get in front of as many people as possible. And when it comes to the budget, I'm just gonna put $1 on this. So I'm going to have one creative per ad set. So pretty much every ad set is going to have an individual creative, because I want that specific creative to spend the full dollar and to get in front of as many people as possible. So this is actually a concept that I got from Ben Heath. If you haven't checked out his channel, like, this guy is super knowledgeable in everything that has to do Facebook ads. He calls it omnipresent content, which means you're constantly putting content in front of people, so they just kind of always know that you're there. So he mainly recommends this strategy for maybe like high ticket items. Like if you are selling something that's high ticket, that it takes a lot longer for someone to decide whether to buy it or not, this might be a good strategy. I personally believe this is a good strategy for me, because my items are not high ticket, but it is something that people have to think about it a little bit, do a little bit of research before they buy it. And it's also in an industry that's very, very, very competitive. So I want to make sure I'm getting in front of these people as much as possible, because I know my competitors have way bigger spending budgets than I do, and I know they're constantly getting in front of these people. So this is just the cheapest way that I am able to do so. So custom audience, we said same thing, we're going to retarget all. So I'm going to retarget my email list, Facebook engagers, Instagram engagers, Facebook followers, Instagram followers, and website visitors. I'm gonna make sure that this is off, because then it's not retargeting. I'm gonna leave this open, people in the United States. And then I'm going to edit placements. Something Ben Heath recommends is that because reach ads are so cheap, you want to put them in placements where people are most likely to actually see them and to actually remember them. Because if you leave this open, Facebook is going to put them in the absolute cheapest placements they can to get you as many impressions for your money, but you actually just want to make sure they are in places that matter. So I'm going to deselect audience network. I only want them to be on Facebook and Instagram, and I only want them to be on feeds, stories, and reels. So anything that's not those 3 placements, I'm gonna take it off. And then go into the ad level, and like I said, here I'm just going to use the creatives that did not perform. And I'm also going to be adding the link to the website, and I'm also going to be adding the shop now button. Again, I do not expect these to generate conversions, but it might, if it gets in front of the right person at the right time, it might just generate a conversion, but it is not what I am expecting. All right, and that is all for today. I am so super excited to be checking on these for the next couple of days and see what performs and what doesn't. But I'm even more excited to come back here next week and show you how this performs. So absolutely be sure you're smashing that subscribe button and you're turning on your post notifications. Any questions you have, questions, concerns, let me know on the comment. How are you feeling about this? Are you currently running your own ads? What are you doing? You know, like, how's it going? How is it going for you? And be sure you join my Facebook group. You can also drop any questions you have on there. I'm trying to build a community for, you know, us small business owners and e-commerce entrepreneurs. And other than that, I will see you on the next one. Bye.